Yes. And for myself, how can I open to the great abundance that there's for me?
Now you're asking the question that we're wanting you to ask. Finally, it gets to it. What was all that crap about helping others? Because you feel like you have to kind of pay the price. People often say, I want to win the lottery, and I'll share a lot of it. In fact, I'll give most of it away. I just want to win the lottery. So we're happy to get to your question. What is it again?
How can I open myself to the big abundance that there's for me? Because I have abundance.
Let's hear that in a clear, sure way.
How can I allow and receive?
Yeah, those are good words. We want to hear it like you mean it. Abraham.
I want to open myself like...
Abraham, I know it's there for me. I want to let it in and 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 let it in. And we say, can you hear how your question is keeping you from letting it in? Because your question comes from the premise that you're not letting it in. You can't get there from there. How can you get there? By appreciating the abundance that you have. I'm loving this moment of clarity. Oh, I love, love, love what I get to see right here and now. Oh, did you hear that? Did you see that? Appreciation of the abundance that is flowing into your experience. That's the way you let more of it in, by acknowledging what's already coming in, not by looking for the part of it that hasn't come in yet. That made a lot of sense, didn't it?
Yes.
I went to this seminar, and every question that I asked, they didn't really let me even finish my question. It was like I was just standing in the wrong place no matter what I asked for. It's like I needed to be there before I could get what I needed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got to be there. You got to find the vibrational version of what you want, and then the action details of it will fill in. So you got to feel abundance before money shows up. Really? How can I feel abundance before money shows up? Lots of air, lots of beauty, lots of clarity, lots of good feeling, lots of vitality, abundance of so many things showing themselves to you. Whew. So many beautiful, beautiful things flowing. Esther was in her living room in Texas the other day, walked into the living room, and she saw a giant centipede, a giant, poisonous. That's what the picture said. Centipede. She had never seen one up close before, and it wasn't that close, but it was moving fast. It has a lot of legs, and it can really move fast. And so she watched it moving across her living room, and she thought, I bet you'd like to be outside, and I know I'd like you to be outside. So she got her dustpan on a stick and her broom. Esther can actually move faster than the centipede, even though she doesn't have as many legs. And she got right in front of it, and it must not see very well. And it just climbed right into her dustpan. And she took it outside and said, born free, as she set it free into the bushes. And then she came back in, and she thought, I wonder what that centipede came to tell me, because everything is a cooperative component for some reason. She felt so friendly toward it. Oh, it was so beautiful. Have you ever seen one? They're bright, bright red. Ooh, they're just beautiful and so different from almost any other creature on the planet. And so she Googled its meaning, and it means abundance. And Esther said, I know. You're here to confirm what I already know. In other words, everything around you is confirming what you know. Imagine seeing a giant. It was this long, a giant. It was as big around as her finger. It had big black legs, lots of them. She didn't count them, but she's pretty sure there were 100 of them. And she didn't feel fear or alarm. She saw its beauty and its speed, and she cared about its well-being, and she put it outside. And then she looked it up, and its message to her said, all is well in our world, isn't it? There is abundance. There is abundance. Now, some might say, oh, Esther's stretching pretty far for this. She wasn't stretching at all. She was just acknowledging someone else coming as evidence to tell her what she already knows, you see. So when you know it, the evidence just comes and comes and comes and comes and comes. Now, some might say, yikes, I just as soon it not come to me in the form of a giant poisonous centipede. Why not? Don't you want it to come in any way it can come? Don't you want abundance to rain down around you? Don't you want the abundance of clarity and abundance of love and abundance of balance and vitality, abundance of richness in terms of friendship? Isn't this just an abundant, divinely abundant environment in which you live? And isn't every segment of your life full of enough for you to acknowledge like that? Do you really need to reach somewhere that you're not yet to feel that? Because if you need to reach somewhere that you're not yet in order to feel that, then you're not ever going to get to where you want to be. You got to find it vibrationally where you are, and then it will flesh out in infinite ways. Did we get there?
Just a little, I want a little trick that reminds me my worthiness.
Well, earlier today, in fact, our first conversation, our friend wanted to know, he wanted proof. But we don't think that many people would accept a poisonous centipede as proof of anything wanted. But Esther did. Oh, it's so beautiful. You should have seen it. And so fast and so sure of itself. And such a cooperative component. You just got to decide how you're going to look at the world. And you just got to find what you're looking for wherever you're looking. But when you've decided that your world and where you're looking is giving you a different message than what you want, you can't get where you want to be from there. You got to find a way to see it like you want it to be. You say.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.